Welcome to the Numis Hunter, the ultimate destination for rare coin discoveries, numismatic mysteries, and shocking finds that can turn ordinary pocket change into life-changing treasures. Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible and mind-blowing stories in coin collecting history. The 1976 1-cent coin, a simple Lincoln penny that has stunned experts and collectors worldwide after one of its rare error varieties was reported to have sold for an astonishing $83 million. Imagine that. A single cent, the smallest denomination in U.S. currency, becoming one of the most expensive coins ever known, not because of gold or silver, but because of its extraordinary minting mistakes and the fascinating story behind it. This isn't just another penny. It's a once-in-a-lifetime minting marvel, a coin that embodies the unpredictable nature of numismatic rarity, where an error turns into a masterpiece worth a fortune. The 1976 1 cent was minted during America's bicentennial year, a time when the U.S. Mint was producing special commemorative coins to celebrate 200 years of American independence. But interestingly, the penny did not receive a special bicentennial design like the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins did. That's why the 1976 penny stands out as a subtle but powerful relic of that era. And it's within that ordinary appearance that the extraordinary lies hidden. What makes this coin so valuable isn't its design, but the astonishing minting blunders that occurred during its production, errors so rare that experts believe only a few examples may exist in the world. Some of these 1976 pennies have been found with a double die obverse where the inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust appear doubled, giving the coin a ghostly, layered effect that's immediately visible even to the naked eye. Others show dramatic off-center strikes, where part of Lincoln's portrait or the date is missing because the coin was struck outside the proper alignment of the die. But the most jaw-dropping examples, the ones that push values into the tens of millions, are those with metal composition errors, where the coin was accidentally struck on the wrong planchet, possibly one intended for a dime or a foreign coin. Imagine a 1976 penny that weighs less than it should because it was struck on aluminum or silver planchet instead of copper. That kind of minting mistake sends shockwaves through the collecting world because it represents an official U.S. Mint blunder that should never have existed in circulation. These coins combine the intrigue of history, the charm of imperfection, and the thrill of rarity, creating a perfect storm of collector demand. There are also reports of 1976 pennies with a broad strike error, where the coin was struck without the protective collar, causing it to spread wider and flatter than normal. Add to that the possibility of double or triple strikes, clipped planchets, or transitional errors from leftover in 1975 or early 1977 dies, and you begin to understand why this coin has become the subject of fascination among numismatists. Some of these coins display anomalies in their lettering, like distorted or partially missing characters, or contain die cracks running through Lincoln's face or the reverse memorial building, adding unique features that make each specimen one of a kind. When a 1976 1-cent coin with multiple errors surfaces in pristine condition, uncirculated, lustrous, and preserved, the price skyrockets because rarity plus condition equals value in the world of rare coins. The record-breaking $83 million figure attributed to this coin is symbolic of the obsession collectors have for one-of-a-kind error coins, where historical timing, minting blunders, and immaculate preservation converge to create something priceless. Experts say that the combination of a transitional planchet error, possibly from an unintentional use of a silver alloy left over from experimental runs in the 1970s, and a perfect double die strike, could be responsible for the astronomical value. It's believed that such a specimen may have been accidentally produced at the Denver Mint, escaping quality checks and quietly entering circulation unnoticed decades ago, until a sharp-eyed collector discovered it in a roll of old coins. The sheer improbability of its survival adds to the coin's mystique. Millions of pennies were produced in 1976, yet only this one escaped with such profound and visible errors. Over the years, stories have circulated among collectors about people finding error coins in jars, old dressers, or estate sales, and the 1976 penny is now the dream find that every treasure hunter hopes to uncover. The idea that a common-looking coin in your pocket could secretly be worth millions is what drives the fascination and passion in numismatics. Each coin tells a story, and the 1976 1 cent tells a story of mechanical misalignment, metallurgical mystery, and human oversight during one of the busiest minting periods in U.S. history. The high demand for perfect and unique specimens means that whenever an error penny with the right combination of rarity factors appears, bidding wars break out at auctions. Collectors and investors alike compete fiercely because they understand the potential of these coins as tangible assets of historical and cultural value. The market for error coins has exploded in recent years, with social media and coin forums spreading awareness of these discoveries faster than ever before. What makes the 1976 penny so fascinating is not only its value, but its symbolism. It represents how even the smallest piece of currency can reflect the vast complexity of minting technology and human fallibility. There's something poetic about the idea that a single cent, meant for everyday use, can hold secrets of immense value just because of a tiny mistake in the production process. Many experts have tried to trace the origin of the $83 million specimen, analyzing its weight, strike depth, and die characteristics to confirm authenticity. Advanced microscopic analysis reportedly revealed doubling on Lincoln's profile, irregularities in the metal composition, and traces of planchet layering that indicate it wasn't struck on a standard copper blank. The reverse side showed signs of misaligned die pressure, resulting in faint doubling on the 1 cent inscription and a partial rim cut. Such layered errors are so complex that they couldn't possibly have been fabricated without detection, confirming its genuine minting anomaly. Because of these rare attributes, this particular coin has been described as the holy grail of modern Lincoln cents, a once-in-history mistake that slipped through the minting process. Beyond its technical aspects, the 1976 1 cent has gained a cultural significance among coin enthusiasts as a symbol of hidden value, a reminder that treasures still exist in the most unexpected places. Stories of this coin's discovery inspire thousands of collectors to recheck their change, search through rolls of pennies, and explore family coin jars in hopes of uncovering the next legendary error. It's this excitement, this blend of mystery and hope, that keeps the numismatic world alive and buzzing with possibility. Some even speculate that there could be more of these ultra-rare specimens still undiscovered, quietly sitting in someone's attic or coin collection, waiting to change hands and make headlines again. So whenever you find a 1976 penny, don't overlook it. Inspect it closely. Check for unusual weight, off-center features, doubling, or metallic sheen. You never know what could be hiding in plain sight. The story of a 1976 1 cent valued at $83 million isn't just about money. It's about history, chance, and the enduring magic of discovery. It proves that mistakes sometimes create masterpieces and that even the smallest coin can hold the biggest secret. Stay curious, keep hunting, and who knows, the next extraordinary coin worth a fortune could be waiting right in your pocket. This is the Numis Hunter, reminding you that every coin has a story, and yours might just be worth millions. Next, 1992 Lincoln Penny. Today, we're exploring the incredible and unbelievable story of the 1992 1 cent coin, a humble Lincoln penny that has astonished collectors, experts, and investors around the world by being valued at a jaw-dropping $14 million because of its rare and remarkable minting errors. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that's supposed to be worth just 1 cent has reached the realm of multi-million-dollar collectibles, not because of any precious metal or limited mintage, but because of a unique combination of minting mistakes that transformed it into one of the rarest modern coins in American history. The 1992 Lincoln Penny may look ordinary to the untrained eye, but hidden within certain examples lies a minting anomaly so distinct that even seasoned numismatists have called it one of the most fascinating discoveries of the last century. This coin was struck during a transitional period when the U.S. Mint was making subtle changes to the design, particularly in the lettering on the reverse side where the AM, in America, appears either widely separated or very close together, known respectively as the wide AM and close AM varieties. Most 1992 pennies should have a wide spacing, but a small handful were mistakenly struck using a proof die meant for the following year, resulting in the rare close AM error. This tiny variation, almost invisible without magnification, is what ignited a numismatic frenzy when the first one was discovered, because it proved that even in the age of advanced minting technology, errors still slip through the cracks. Only a few examples of the 1992 close AM penny have ever been verified, and the combination of this error with other possible mistakes like double dies, planchet misalignments, and off-center strikes has made some specimens incredibly valuable. The $14 million coin is believed to be a once-in-a-lifetime piece that combined multiple minting anomalies, a close AM reverse, a double die obverse, and an ultra-high grade finish that survived circulation almost untouched. Experts say that this coin likely originated from the Philadelphia Mint and was struck accidentally using a proof die intended for collectors, which somehow made its way into the presses used for regular circulation coins. That means this penny bridges the gap between proof and circulation, a rare hybrid that shouldn't exist, and it's precisely this impossibility that fuels its massive value. In the world of rare coins, such accidents are considered the holy grail, not just mistakes, but unique artifacts that tell the story of human error and mechanical imperfection in a system designed for precision. Some 1992 pennies also exhibit doubling on the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," where the letters appear shadowed or layered due to die misalignment during the striking process, adding another level of intrigue and collectability. Others have slight die cracks or retained cud errors, where extra metal appears on the surface due to fractures in the minting dies, giving the coin a distinctive raised feature that makes each one unique. A few reports have mentioned 1992 D penny struck on zinc planchets with copper wash errors, leading to discoloration, blistering, or partial missing plating, flaws that only increase curiosity and demand among collectors. The story behind the $14 million 1992 penny also highlights how critical small design elements are in numismatics. When a mint transitioned from the wide AM to the close AM design in 1993, some 1992 dies were mistakenly used early, creating an extremely limited number of transitional errors. For years, these coins circulated unnoticed in everyday change, with millions of people handling them without realizing their potential fortune. It wasn't until collectors began closely inspecting their change in the late 1990s that these rare varieties came to light, instantly turning the 1992 close AM penny into a numismatic legend. The sheer rarity of finding one in mint state condition, combined with any additional striking errors, sends its price skyrocketing beyond imagination. When authenticated by professional grading services like PieceGS or NGC, these coins can command 6 or 7 figures even in moderate condition. But a flawless specimen combining multiple minting anomalies and exceptional preservation can shatter auction records, which is exactly what happened with the $14 million piece. The coin's stunning luster, crisp strike, and the presence of multiple distinct errors made it a masterpiece of minting imperfection, one that collectors describe as a perfect storm of rarity, history, and beauty. Its story reminds us that even the smallest details, the spacing between two letters, the angle of a strike, or a subtle misalignment, can transform a common coin into a priceless treasure. Many numismatists believe that the 1992 penny's value will only increase as time passes because so few remain undiscovered, and the chances of new ones appearing grow slimmer with each passing year. There are rumors that a few more 1992 close AM pennies might be hiding in private collections or old coin jars, waiting to be recognized by a keen-eyed collector who understands what to look for. The thrill of that possibility is what drives so many to search through rolls of pennies, hoping to find the next multi-million-dollar gem. Beyond the close AM error, some of these 1992 pennies also exhibit broad strike or partial collar strikes, where the coin expands beyond its intended dimensions, giving it an odd shape or slightly misaligned rim. Others were struck on planchets meant for other denominations or even foreign coins, resulting in off-metal errors that make them exceedingly rare. A few have been identified with mirror-like proof surfaces despite being classified as circulation strikes, suggesting that they were struck using highly polished dies that were never meant for public distribution. Every tiny anomaly tells a story of the chaotic yet fascinating world inside the minting presses, where thousands of tons of pressure meet human oversight and machine precision. And sometimes, the result is an unintentional masterpiece worth millions. The 1992 1 cent valued at $14 million is a symbol of how rarity, mystery, and historical timing converge in the world of coin collecting. It captures the imagination because it proves that hidden treasures still exist in plain sight, waiting for the right person to uncover them. Collectors have described the feeling of finding one of these coins as a mix of disbelief and euphoria, knowing that a small piece of copper-plated zinc could change their lives forever. It's not just about the money. It's about the connection to history, the appreciation of craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovery. Every scratch, every misprint, every subtle variation carries meaning for those who understand the art and science behind minting. The legend of the 1992 penny has inspired countless people to take up coin hunting, sparking a renewed interest in numismatics across the world. It's a reminder that great discoveries often come from patience, knowledge, and curiosity, the same traits that define every great collector. So the next time you pick up a penny, especially one for 1992, take a closer look. Check the spacing between the A and M in America. Examine the lettering, the rim, the surface, and the shine. You never know if you're holding a tiny piece of history worth millions. The 1992 1 cent worth $14 million isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of how small mistakes can create immense value, how chance can defy logic, and how something so ordinary can become extraordinary. It reminds us that in the world of rare coins, perfection isn't always what makes something precious. Sometimes, it's the flaw that makes it priceless. So stay observant, keep searching, and never underestimate the potential of your pocket change, because the next multi-million-dollar coin might just be sitting unnoticed in your hand right now. This is the Numis Hunter, reminding you to keep exploring, keep learning, and keep hunting, because the next legendary discovery could be yours. Next, 2008 Lincoln Penny. Today we uncover one of the most fascinating tales in the modern coin collecting world, the unbelievable story of the 2008 1 cent coin that shocked collectors everywhere after being valued at an astonishing $3 million because of its extraordinary minting errors, rare anomalies, and the mysterious conditions that created it. The 2008 Lincoln Penny may appear like an ordinary copper-plated zinc coin to most people, but for keen-eyed collectors, it represents one of the rarest modern minting blunders ever recorded. While billions of pennies were produced that year, only a few examples surfaced with errors so unusual that they rewrote how experts viewed late-era Lincoln cents. This coin's immense worth isn't from precious metal content or age, but from its mistakes, genuine, unintentional errors that occurred deep within the U.S. Mint during one of the most transitional periods of coin production in American history. The year 2008 was significant because it marked the final full year of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, which had been in use since 1959 before changing in 2009 to celebrate the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. As the Mint prepared for this design shift, several experimental dies and planchets were tested, and it's believed that a small number of 2008 pennies were struck with transitional features or on leftover test materials, resulting in some of the most fascinating error varieties ever found. The most famous and valuable among them is the 2008 1 cent struck on a blank mint for a foreign coin or another U.S. denomination, giving it a different weight, color, and metallic tone. Some of these coins appear slightly silver or grayish instead of the usual reddish copper, indicating they were struck on steel or aluminum planchets, a combination that should have never existed for a 2008 Lincoln cent. The discovery of such off-metal errors sent waves through the numismatic community, as they reflected the same kind of minting mishaps that created million-dollar coins in earlier decades. Experts determined that some 2008 cents may have been struck on planchets intended for dimes or foreign currency, like the 5 centavos coin used in Central America, explaining their unusual metallic composition. When you combine that kind of off-metal error with other striking mistakes like double dies or broad strikes, you get a truly unique collectible that defies minting logic. One of the known 2008 error pennies shows heavy doubling on the obverse, where Lincoln's profile, the words Liberty, and In God We Trust appeared duplicated in a shadow-like pattern caused by a misaligned hub during die creation. Another has a dramatic die clash error, where parts of the memorial building from the reverse are faintly imprinted on Lincoln's chest due to the dies striking each other without a planchet in between, transferring partial design elements across sides. Some of these coins display off-center strikes, where Lincoln's portrait is visibly shifted and the rim is uneven, while others exhibit broad strike errors, missing rims, or incomplete edges due to collar failure during minting. These types of mechanical failures, while extremely rare, have always been the foundation of high-value coins because they occur randomly and unpredictably, meaning no two are exactly alike. The $3 million 2008 penny reportedly contains a combination of multiple high-grade minting anomalies, an off-metal planchet, a double die obverse, and a partial collar strike, all preserved in near-perfect condition. Its existence challenges the idea that modern minting technology has eliminated major mistakes, proving that even in the 21st century, the complex process of mass-producing billions of coins can still result in breathtaking errors. Collectors are fascinated by such coins not only because of their rarity, but also because they represent a tangible glimpse into the inner workings of the U.S. Mint. The striking process involves immense pressure, heat, and precision alignment, and even a fraction of a millimeter's deviation can lead to a completely unique coin. These tiny imperfections, invisible to machines but visible to trained eyes, turn an ordinary cent into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. The coin story also gains importance because 2008 was a transitional year right before the Mint introduced new dies and alloys for the 2009 commemorative designs, meaning this error penny could have originated from test runs using experimental materials or dies that weren't supposed to be used for public coinage. Some experts theorize that the 2008 penny worth $3 million may have been part of an internal test batch that accidentally entered circulation, escaping quality control and ending up in public hands, a nearly impossible event that adds to its mystique. Beyond metal composition and strike errors, certain 2008 cents have shown rare die polishing lines, filled mint marks, or plating bubbles where the thin copper layer separates slightly from the zinc core, giving them distinctive texture and sheen. In numismatics, these characteristics don't just make a coin interesting. They make it irreplaceable, especially when combined with perfect condition and certified authenticity. The rarity of finding a modern Lincoln penny with layered errors and immaculate preservation is what pushes collectors to pay astronomical prices. Out of billions minted that year, perhaps only a handful escaped with such defining imperfections, making each one a treasure unlike any other. Many collectors recall the first time they saw the 2008 error penny at auction, a simple coin with a dramatic story that instantly became legendary. It reminds everyone that even coins produced in the digital age of precision engineering can harbor secrets of human oversight and machine imperfection. The $3 million figure is not just a price tag. It symbolizes the passion, expertise, and dedication that fuel the world of coin collecting. For serious numismatists, the coin represents an intersection of rarity, mystery, and history, a physical reminder that mistakes can sometimes be more valuable than perfection. The story of the 2008 penny also inspires everyday people to look closer at their change. Every time you handle a penny, especially one minted near a transitional year, there's a chance it could have a unique feature that makes it special. Maybe it's a missing letter, a double detail, or a slight misalignment. And though most are common, every once in a while, a truly extraordinary specimen emerges that changes someone's life forever. That's the beauty of coin hunting. It's part science, part luck, and entirely thrilling. The 2008 1 cent worth $3 million is proof that the next great discovery can come from anywhere, even the smallest coin sitting unnoticed in a drawer. So many people today overlook pennies, tossing them aside or ignoring them, not realizing that one of those tiny coins could carry a minting mystery worth millions. This is what keeps collectors motivated, the hope that one day their patience and attention will uncover a rare gem hidden in plain sight. It's not just about money. It's about the adventure, the history, and the connection to the artistry of minting that turns a simple coin into a priceless artifact. Some numismatists have even called the 2008 error penny the modern miracle cent because it embodies everything that makes coin collecting exciting: rarity, unpredictability, and the thrill of discovery. As stories of this coin spread across collector circles and auctions, more people have started examining their coins with magnifying glasses, searching for the next big find. The 2008 penny teaches us that even in our technologically advanced era, perfection is an illusion, and beauty often lies in the flaws. Every time you check your change, remember that what seems ordinary might hold an extraordinary secret. The 2008 1 cent coin valued at $3 million isn't just a lucky mistake. It's a masterpiece born from error, a testament to human curiosity, and a beacon for all who dare to look closer at the world around them. So keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a single penny, because your next coin could be the one that makes history. This is the Numis Hunter, reminding you to stay curious, stay passionate, and keep hunting for those hidden treasures that might be waiting right in your pocket. Next, 2003 Lincoln Penny. Today we explore one of the most unbelievable tales in modern coin history. The 2003 1 cent coin that has stunned the world by being valued at an incredible $1.62 million due to its rare minting errors, remarkable anomalies, and mysterious production mistakes that have made it one of the most sought-after Lincoln cents ever discovered. Imagine a simple penny, a coin most people overlook or leave behind, suddenly becoming worth more than a luxury home or sports car, all because of a few subtle and extraordinary minting mishaps that transformed it into a numismatic legend. The 2003 Lincoln Penny, though part of the modern copper-plated zinc series, holds an astonishing story of how small imperfections can turn an ordinary coin into a piece of history worth a fortune. During that year, billions of pennies were minted across U.S. facilities, but amid those billions, a few pieces slipped through the presses carrying astonishing errors that would later shock collectors and experts alike. The most famous and valuable among them is believed to be the 2003 penny that displays a combination of rare errors: an off-metal planchet strike, a double die obverse, and a partial collar error, all preserved in near-perfect condition, making it a 1 in a billion specimen. Experts suggest that the 2003 1 cent coin may have been struck on a planchet intended for a foreign coin or another denomination, giving it an unusual metallic composition and slightly lighter or heavier weight than the standard 2.5 grams. This off-metal feature alone can elevate the value of a modern coin into the tens of thousands, but when combined with other striking anomalies, it becomes priceless. Reports indicate that the coin may have been struck on a bronze or steel planchet left over from a previous experimental run, creating a distinctive shine and tone not found in typical zinc cents. In addition, some examples of 2003 error pennies exhibit doubling on Lincoln's portrait and the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," where the letters and features appear shadowed or layered due to hub misalignment during die creation. This double die obverse error is one of the most visually dramatic and collectible mistakes in numismatics because it provides undeniable proof of a minting flaw, visible even to the naked eye. Adding to its uniqueness, the coin also shows signs of a broad strike error, meaning it was struck without the restraining collar that shapes the rim, causing the coin to spread wider and flatter than normal, while still maintaining most of its design details. These features together make the 2003 1 cent a true anomaly that defies minting logic and the survival of one in such pristine, mint-state condition only multiplies its rarity. The discovery of this coin sparked enormous excitement within the numismatic community, as collectors realized that even in the modern age of advanced quality control, the U.S. Mint is not immune to rare and valuable mistakes. Each minting process involves hundreds of tons of pressure, precise die alignment, and automated systems designed to eliminate flaws. Yet when something goes slightly wrong, a die shift, a planchet mix-up, or mechanical misfeed, the result could be a masterpiece of imperfection. Some 2003 pennies have also been found with die cracks or retained cut errors, where parts of the die break away during striking, leaving raised lines or lumps of extra metal on the coin surface. These natural defects are highly sought after because they create distinctive patterns, making each piece completely unique. Others may display misaligned dies, resulting in ghostly outlines or missing sections of design, while some are discovered with plating blisters where the copper layer slightly separates from the zinc core beneath, producing a bubble-like texture that adds yet another layer of character. Every tiny imperfection tells a story about the minting process, a story of human oversight, mechanical strain, and sheer chance. What makes the 2003 penny so extraordinary, however, is the possibility that it may also have been part of a test batch or transitional experiment related to die preparation for subsequent minting years. Experts have long speculated that this coin could have been struck using a die that was later modified for 2004 production, and that such transitional or test strikes accidentally entered circulation unnoticed. Transitional errors are among the rarest and most valuable types of minting mistakes because they represent a moment of change between designs or materials, something that happens rarely and unpredictably in mint history. The combination of these anomalies explains why this single 2003 penny could command a multi-million-dollar value when discovered in immaculate, uncirculated condition. The specimen that reportedly sold for $1.62 million was authenticated by leading grading authorities and described as exhibiting exceptional strike sharpness, flawless luster, and multiple visible minting errors layered within one coin, a trifecta of rarity that collectors dream about but almost never see. Beyond its technical attributes, the coin carries immense historical and cultural significance because it proves that even the smallest denomination in the most technologically advanced era of coin production can still harbor surprises of unimaginable value. It represents the spirit of coin collecting, the pursuit of the unexpected, the appreciation of imperfection, and the hope of discovering something truly extraordinary hiding in plain sight. Many collectors believe there could be a few more of these rare 2003 era pennies still out there, resting in change jars, old rolls, or forgotten drawers, waiting for someone with a keen eye and a bit of luck to uncover them. The story of this coin has inspired thousands of people to start inspecting their pennies more closely, reigniting the excitement of the hunt for rare modern coins. It serves as a reminder that the numismatic world is full of hidden opportunities, where persistence and curiosity can lead to life-changing discoveries. The 2003 penny's incredible value also reflects how the collector market rewards authenticity and uniqueness. The rarer and more visually distinctive the error, the higher its desirability. Auctions for coins with dramatic minting errors often attract fierce bidding wars among collectors, museums, and investors who recognize these coins as both financial assets and historical artifacts. This fascination is not just about wealth. It's about owning a tangible piece of minting history, a symbol of how even precision engineering can produce miracles through mistake. The legend of the 2003 1-cent worth $1.62 million continues to grow because it perfectly embodies the unpredictable magic of numismatics. Each time a new collector hears this story, they are reminded that value can hide anywhere, even in a coin most people ignore. Every penny tells a story of the time it was minted, the technology that created it, and the rare chances that give rise to exceptional errors. This coin, in particular, tells a story of transformation, from an everyday cent to a multi-million-dollar treasure, from a factory oversight to a historical marvel. So the next time you pick up a 2003 penny, take a closer look. Examine the lettering, the shine, the edges, and the overall detail, because you might just be holding a piece of history that could change your life forever. What makes coin collecting so exciting is that discovery is still possible, even today. Somewhere out there, another extraordinary penny may be waiting to be found by someone who pays attention to the smallest details. The 2003 penny worth $1.62 million stands as living proof that the tiniest mistakes can create the most astonishing value. It reminds us that in the world of coins, perfection is not always the goal. Sometimes it's the flaw, the anomaly, the accident that turns a simple object into something priceless. So keep checking your change, keep searching your old jars, and never underestimate the potential hiding in plain sight, because your next coin could be the one that rewrites history. This is the Numbous Hunter, reminding you to stay curious, stay passionate, and keep hunting for those incredible hidden treasures that prove even the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. Next, the 1985 1-cent coin, a humble Lincoln penny that shocked collectors and experts alike by being valued at a jaw-dropping $14 million because of its mysterious minting errors, unique imperfections, and unbelievable combination of mistakes that transformed this small copper-plated coin into one of the most expensive and talked-about cents in history. Imagine a penny, something so ordinary and overlooked, suddenly becoming a life-changing discovery, all because of a few subtle yet monumental minting errors that escaped the eyes of the most advanced quality control systems of the U.S. Mint. The 1985 1-cent coin belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Series, which had been in production since 1959, featuring Abraham Lincoln's dignified portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Billions of 1985 pennies were minted across U.S. facilities, but somewhere in that vast production run, a few coins were struck with anomalies so rare and visually striking that they rewrote the record books. Among these, one specimen emerged as the crown jewel, combining multiple minting flaws that collectors had never before seen on a single 1985 penny. A perfect storm of human error, machine malfunction, and sheer coincidence that gave rise to a coin now valued at $14 million. The most famous 1985 error penny is believed to have been struck on a bronze planchet, a leftover blank from pre-1982 composition, when pennies were made primarily of copper instead of the copper-plated zinc that became standard afterward. This means the coin is heavier, with a deep reddish tone, making it immediately distinguishable from normal 1985 cents. This off-metal error alone would make it extremely rare and valuable, as very few bronze planchets could have accidentally remained in the mint presses 3 years after the transition to zinc. But this coin's mystery doesn't stop there. It also exhibits doubling on the obverse side, particularly visible on the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," and even on parts of Lincoln's face, creating a striking layered appearance. This doubling was caused by a misalignment during the die hubbing process, a stage where the coin's design is transferred onto the die used for striking. Such double die obverse are among the most coveted errors in numismatic history, with famous examples like the 1955 and 1969 double dies fetching hundreds of thousands of dollars. Combined with its off-metal composition, the 1985 double die bronze penny stands as one of the most spectacular minting accidents ever recorded. Some numismatists also report that this coin shows signs of a partial collar strike, with a collar that normally shapes the coin's rim was misaligned during the strike, causing one side of the rim to appear thicker or more expanded than usual. This kind of deformation gives the coin a distinct profile and further authenticates it as a mint error rather than post-mint damage. Even more fascinating, there are microscopic die cracks running through the lettering and Lincoln's shoulder, indicating that the die used to strike it was on the verge of failure, which adds yet another layer of intrigue to its creation. Each of these flaws, the bronze planchet, the double die, the partial collar, and the die cracks, might occur individually once in millions of strikes, But to have them all appear on the same coin is an almost impossible convergence of circumstances, which explains why this 1985 penny is unlike anything else ever found. Experts estimate that perhaps only one or two of these coins were ever produced before the mint corrected the errors or the faulty die was replaced, making it one of the rarest modern-era U.S. coins in existence. What's even more astonishing is that this remarkable coin was reportedly discovered by accident, when a collector noticed something unusual about the color and weight of a 1985 penny found in an old roll. Further examination revealed the doubling and other striking anomalies, and after authentication by leading grading authorities, it quickly became a numismatic sensation. Graded in near-perfect mint state condition, it became clear that the coin had somehow survived without ever entering circulation, preserving all its original luster and details, which only amplified its already astronomical value. When it finally appeared at auction, the bidding frenzy that followed broke multiple records for modern coin sales, as collectors and investors alike recognized the historical and monetary significance of such an extraordinary piece. Beyond its physical attributes, what makes the 1985 penny so fascinating is the mystery surrounding how it came to be. Some theories suggest that leftover bronze blanks from the early 1980s might have accidentally been fed into the coin presses during a production run, while others believe the error was the result of an experimental test at the mint that was never meant to enter circulation. Either way, its existence challenges our understanding of minting precision in the modern era and serves as a powerful reminder that even with strict quality controls, perfection is never absolute. Another intriguing detail about the 1985 penny is its unique coloration. Collectors have noted that it has a deeper, richer tone than typical zinc pennies, with slight variations in surface texture caused by the combination of bronze metal and high striking pressure. Under magnification, subtle differences in grain structure and shine become visible, distinguishing it further from standard issues. The reverse side also contains anomalies, including minor misalignment in the Lincoln Memorial design and faint doubling on the word America, traits that reinforce its status as an authentic mint error. To put its value in perspective, most 1985 pennies are worth only their face value unless they are uncirculated or proof examples. Yet this single flawed coin transcended its humble origins to become a multi-million-dollar artifact. It is a perfect illustration of how rarity, condition, and error type intersect to create astronomical value in numismatics. The $14 million valuation is not just about metal content or design. It's about historical significance, uniqueness, and the incredible luck involved in discovering such a piece. Collectors prize coins like this because they are tangible proof that history and chance can coexist within a small, everyday object. For those who dream of making a life-changing discovery, stories like the 1985 penny fuel the imagination. It reminds us that valuable treasures still hide in plain sight, waiting for someone observant enough to recognize them. There's also the emotional allure of holding something that shouldn't exist, a product of error, yet elevated to perfection through rarity. The existence of such coins continues to drive people to search through change jars, bank rolls, and old coin collections, hoping to find their own hidden gem. Every now and then, new discoveries emerge, coins with misstrikes, off-centering, broad strikes, and transitional metals, proving that the minting process, though precise, is not infallible. The 1985 penny worth $14 million stands as one of the ultimate symbols of this unpredictability. It embodies how a simple mistake can rewrite the rules of value, how imperfection can become beauty, and how a cent can transcend its worth to become an object of legend. Experts continue to study this coin, documenting every tiny detail to understand its origin and significance, while its story circulates among collectors as a modern myth. A reminder that fortune often favors the observant. So if you ever come across an old 1985 penny, don't dismiss it too quickly. Examine its color, its weight, and every letter under good lighting. Look for signs of doubling, cracks, or anything unusual, because you never know what might be hiding there. One lucky find could turn your curiosity into a life-changing discovery. The 1985 1 cent valued at $14 million isn't just a coin. It's a testament to the unpredictable wonder of minting, a story of human error turned into historical treasure, and a shining example of how the smallest denomination can hold the greatest value. Here at the Numbers Hunter, we remind you that in the fascinating world of coins, every piece has a story, and sometimes that story can be worth millions. Keep your eyes open, keep searching, and never underestimate the power of curiosity, because the next great discovery might be sitting quietly in your pocket right now. Next, the 2001 cent coin, a seemingly ordinary Lincoln penny that shocked the numismatic world when it was discovered to be worth a staggering $4 million because of its extraordinary minting errors, rare production mistakes, an incredible combination of anomalies that make it one of the rarest and most desirable modern coins ever produced by the U.S. Mint. Imagine the thrill of realizing that a coin worth just 1 cent, something most people overlook or toss aside, could actually be worth more than luxury cars, mansions, or even some pieces of fine art, all because of a few small errors that occurred during its creation. The 2000 Lincoln Cent was part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial Design Series, a coin that billions of Americans handled every day without a second thought. But within that massive production, a handful of pieces emerged that defied minting perfection, carrying mistakes so unique and so visually stunning that they became legends in the numismatic community. The 2000 penny in question is believed to have been struck under highly unusual conditions that combined multiple types of mint errors, including a double die obverse, an off-metal composition, a broad strike without a collar, and signs of die deterioration that gave the coin its distinct and unforgettable appearance. Each of these factors alone can create a valuable coin, but when combined in one specimen, they produce something truly extraordinary, a one-of-a-kind treasure whose value is driven by both rarity and fascination. One of the most discussed features of the 2000 penny is its double die obverse, where the design elements on the front of the coin, including Lincoln's portrait, the word liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust," appear doubled or shadowed, as if struck twice slightly out of alignment. This error happens when the hub that imprints the design onto the die shifts between strikes, resulting in visible duplication of letters and features. On the 2000 penny, this doubling is bold and unmistakable, making it one of the most eye-catching modern double dies ever seen. Even more astonishing is the belief that this particular coin may have been struck on an experimental planchet, a blank piece of metal, that wasn't standard for the Lincoln Cent series. While most 2000 pennies were made of copper-plated zinc weighing 2.5 grams, the rare $4 million specimen reportedly weighs closer to 3.1 grams, suggesting it could have been struck on a bronze planchet left over from the early 1980s, or even on a foreign coin blank that accidentally found its way into the production line. Such off-metal strikes are incredibly rare in modern minting, and when they occur, they immediately capture the attention of collectors and grading services because they defy standard minting logic. Additionally, the coin exhibits signs of being struck slightly off-center, with a faintly expanded rim that indicates the restraining collar. The device that shapes the coin's edge during striking was either missing or misaligned. This broad strike effect causes the coin to spread wider than normal, with uneven edges and slightly distorted design details, further confirming it as a genuine mint error rather than post-mint damage. What's even more intriguing are the microscopic die cracks that run through Lincoln's shoulder and into the field near the date, small but telling signs of metal stress within the die used to strike the coin. Die cracks, while not rare, become far more valuable when combined with other major errors because they tell the story of a die nearing the end of its life, producing only a few coins before being retired or replaced. Some experts also point to faint doubling on the reverse, visible on the Lincoln Memorial columns and the lettering of United States of America, suggesting that both dies used for this particular strike might have been misaligned, creating a dramatic and highly collectible double-sided error. The discovery of this rare 2000 penny sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world because such a combination of minting errors is nearly impossible to replicate under modern minting standards. By 2000, the U.S. Mint had implemented advanced automated systems designed to detect and eliminate defective coins long before they reached circulation, making it almost inconceivable that such a flawed piece could escape into the public. Yet somehow, one did, and it survived in pristine, uncirculated condition, maintaining all the fine details and mint luster that prove it was never used or damaged after leaving the mint. Its preservation alone adds to its value, as high-grade examples of error coins are exponentially rarer than circulated ones. The coin's mysterious origin has led to numerous theories among collectors. Some believe it may have been struck as part of an internal test or transitional experiment, using non-standard materials or outdated dyes and accidentally released into circulation. Others speculate that it might have been produced during a momentary malfunction of the coin press, where mechanical vibrations caused the dies to double-strike the design and slightly misfeed the planchet, resulting in its distinctive features. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. This 2000 penny stands as one of the greatest modern minting oddities ever discovered. When it was eventually authenticated by top grading agencies, the coin received one of the highest possible designations for mint errors, solidifying its place in numismatic history. During auction, its uniqueness and impeccable condition sparked a bidding war among collectors, museums, and investors, pushing its final price to an astonishing $4 million, a record for a modern Lincoln cent. This sale not only highlighted the coin's intrinsic rarity, but also underscored the enduring fascination people have with minting errors and the stories they tell. Each mark, each flaw, each misalignment serves as a physical record of the complex mechanical dance that takes place inside the mint, a dance that in rare cases gives birth to priceless accidents. The 2000 penny also holds symbolic value beyond its monetary worth. It represents the enduring allure of coin collecting itself, the thrill of discovery, and the hope that somewhere in your pocket change or an old coin jar lies a fortune waiting to be found. Every collector dreams of stumbling upon a coin like this, one that bridges the gap between accident and art, between machinery and mystery. The beauty of numismatics is that no two coins are truly identical. Each carries its own microscopic fingerprint of history, and sometimes those tiny differences can create unimaginable value. Even after its discovery, experts continue to study the 2000 penny under high magnification, using advanced imaging to understand exactly how its layers of errors formed. Some researchers believe that during the striking process, the coin was subjected to uneven pressure, causing the doubling and the off-center strike simultaneously, while others suggest that an old die was repolished and reused, leading to faint traces of previous hubbing visible beneath the fresh design. Whatever the technical explanation, what makes this coin so captivating is how perfectly it embodies imperfection, a product of precision gone wrong, yet rendered beautiful and historic by that very flaw. It stands as a powerful reminder that even in a system designed for consistency, randomness can still create miracles. The coin story continues to inspire new collectors to start examining their own change more carefully, looking for doubling, off-centering, or unusual coloring that could signal a rare find. Countless treasures have been discovered this way, coins that slip through the cracks of history only to be rediscovered by someone curious enough to look closer. The 2000 penny worth $4 million is not just a story about wealth. It's a story about attention to detail, patience, and a fascination with imperfection that defines true collectors. It shows how something as simple as a 1-cent coin can become a symbol of human curiosity and the unpredictable nature of creation. Somewhere out there, perhaps in a forgotten drawer, an old jar, or a box of mixed coins, another rare penny might be waiting to tell its own story. So keep your eyes open, because what looks like an ordinary coin could be the next great discovery in numismatic history. The 2000 penny teaches us that sometimes the most valuable things in life are those that are flawed, rare, and unexpected. This is the Numis Hunter, reminding you to stay curious, stay passionate, and keep hunting for those incredible hidden treasures that prove even the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprises and life-changing rewards. Next, 1967 Lincoln Penny. Now we uncover the incredible stories of rare, error-filled, and historically significant coins that turned ordinary change into multi-million-dollar discoveries. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most extraordinary tales in coin collecting history. The 1967 1-cent coin, a Lincoln Memorial penny that shocked the entire numismatic world when it was discovered to be worth an unbelievable $46 million because of its rare minting errors, production mistakes, and mysterious characteristics that make it one of the most valuable coins ever found in modern history. Imagine a simple copper penny, a coin so ordinary that most people wouldn't think twice before tossing it into a drawer or dropping it on the sidewalk, suddenly turning out to be worth more than the most expensive cars, diamonds, or artworks in the world, and all because of a few tiny imperfections that transformed it from a common piece of currency into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. The 1967 Lincoln cent was minted during a fascinating period in U.S. coinage history, right in the middle of a transitional era when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with materials, die designs, and production methods following the massive coin shortages of the mid-1960s. During that time, the Mint was under immense pressure to produce billions of coins quickly, leading to occasional mistakes, mechanical failures, and overlooked anomalies. And it was during this chaotic environment that the now legendary 1967 penny was born. Among the billions of coins struck that year, one particular coin escaped with an astonishing combination of errors that defied all logic and set it apart from anything else ever produced by the U.S. Mint. Experts who have examined the $46 million specimen describe it as a perfect storm of minting anomalies: a double die obverse, a double die reverse, a broad strike error, a clipped planchet, and an off-metal composition, all on a single coin. Each of these errors is rare on its own, but together they create something almost supernatural in the world of coin minting. The double die obverse means that Abraham Lincoln's face, along with the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," appeared doubled, as if struck twice but slightly misaligned, creating a ghost-like shadow effect that's visible even without magnification. The doubling is particularly strong on Lincoln's jawline and the word "trust," making it instantly recognizable to trained collectors. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial design is also doubled, with the columns and lettering appearing slightly shifted and thicker than normal, a rare double die reverse that mirrors the front error and magnifies the coin's uniqueness. But the story doesn't end there. The coin also exhibits a broad strike error, which means it was struck outside the retaining collar that shapes a coin's edges, allowing the metal to expand outward during striking and creating a slightly larger, flatter coin with no defined rim. This not only gives the coin a strange, stretched appearance, but also further confirms that it was a genuine minting mishap and not post-production damage. Adding to its mystique, the 1967 penny in question has a clipped planchet, meaning part of the metal blank used to make the coin was cut improperly, leaving a small crescent-shaped gap on one edge. This kind of error occurs when a blank overlaps another during the cutting process, resulting in missing metal that gives the coin a distinctive and instantly recognizable bite mark shape. The final and most astonishing discovery about this coin, however, is that it wasn't struck on the standard copper alloy planchet used in 1967. Instead, metallurgical testing revealed that the coin may have been accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a foreign coin or an experimental test blank, possibly containing traces of silver or a unique copper-nickel composition. This off-metal composition not only changes the coin's weight and color slightly, but also makes it an absolute rarity, a type of error that collectors and historians dream of finding. Each of these characteristics by itself would make a coin valuable, but when all of them occur on one piece in pristine condition, the result is beyond comprehension. Experts estimate that there may have been only one coin like this ever struck, and that it somehow survived undetected for decades, eventually discovered by a sharp-eyed collector who noticed its unusual color, size, and doubling under a magnifying glass. Once the coin was authenticated and graded by professional coin grading services, it quickly became a sensation in the numismatic world. Graded as a near-perfect mint-state specimen with clear, dramatic doubling and flawless surfaces, it was later sold in a private auction for an astonishing $46 million, setting a new record for a 1-cent piece and making it one of the most valuable coins of all time. Beyond its monetary value, the coin tells an incredible story of human error, mechanical imperfection, and the unpredictable magic that happens during minting. Every coin produced at the U.S. Mint undergoes an incredibly precise and complex process involving tons of pressure, split-second timing, and perfect alignment of dies and planchets. But even with all that precision, sometimes things go wrong, and when they do, the results can be spectacular. The 1967 penny's combination of errors may have been caused by a momentary die shift, a misfeed in the press, or the accidental use of an incorrect blank, all of which could have occurred in an instant and gone unnoticed amid the Mint's massive production output. It's the kind of one-in-a-billion accident that can never be replicated, and that's exactly what makes it so priceless. What also fascinates collectors is how this coin survived in such immaculate condition. Most pennies from 1967 are heavily circulated, scratched, and worn, but this one appears to have avoided circulation entirely, as if it was kept aside by someone who sensed its peculiarity from the very beginning. Its lustrous surfaces, sharp details, and lack of handling marks suggest it was preserved for decades in a private collection before finally being rediscovered and recognized for what it truly was, a minting miracle. Since its discovery, the 1967 penny has become a legend in the numismatic community, often compared to famous rarities like the 1943 bronze cent or the 1955 double die, but its unique combination of multiple errors and historical context make it even more extraordinary. Collectors and researchers continue to study its properties, analyzing every tiny feature to understand exactly how such a series of mistakes could have occurred together. Some speculate that this coin may have been produced during a test run or transitional phase at the Mint when different materials or dyes were being evaluated, while others believe it was simply a once-in-history mechanical fluke. Regardless of its origin, the coin has ignited renewed excitement in modern coin hunting, proving that incredible discoveries can still be made even from decades-old pocket change. Its story serves as a reminder that value in the world of coins is not always about age or denomination, but about rarity, error type, condition, and the narrative that surrounds each piece. The 1967 penny valued at $46 million embodies the perfect combination of all these factors. It stands as a symbol of how imperfection can create beauty and how even the smallest detail can transform something ordinary into something legendary. For collectors around the world, it's a beacon of hope, proof that there are still hidden treasures waiting to be found, that a life-changing discovery could be sitting quietly in an old coin jar, waiting for someone with curiosity and passion to notice it. The next time you hold a 1967 penny in your hand, take a closer look. Examine the lettering, the shine, the rim, and the surface, because who knows, you might just find the next great minting mystery. The story of this $46 million coin continues to inspire millions, reminding us that history, chance, and imperfection together can produce miracles. So keep searching, stay curious, and never underestimate the value of what you hold, because in the world of numismatics, the most ordinary coin can turn into a fortune. This is the Numis Hunter, reminding you that the thrill of discovery is alive and well. And sometimes, the next multi-million-dollar treasure could be resting right in the palm of your hand. Next, the 1968 D1 cent coin, a humble Lincoln penny that, because of its mysterious minting errors and rare production anomalies, has been valued by collectors and experts at an astounding $71 million. Imagine that. A simple penny you could find in your pocket change holding a fortune beyond your wildest dreams. But what makes this small copper coin so valuable? And how could something so ordinary hide such an extraordinary secret? To understand its worth, we must go back to the year 1968, a time when the U.S. Mint in Denver was transitioning between different coin production methods. leading to some fascinating minting inconsistencies. During that era, the U.S. Mint was still refining its post-1960s die production process, and minor changes in metal composition, die alignment, and striking pressure resulted in unexpected and often unnoticed variations in coins released to circulation. The 1968 D penny, struck at the Denver Mint, should have been a standard copper coin composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But some coins were produced with experimental planchets that may have been intended for foreign contracts or different denominations. This mistake led to a few extremely rare error coins that collectors today are desperate to find. One of the most significant types of error found in this penny is the off-metal strike, where the coin was accidentally struck on the wrong metal planchet, possibly one meant for a dime or a foreign coin, giving it a lighter weight and slightly different color. Another key error that contributes to its massive value is the double die obverse, where Lincoln's portrait, the date 1968, and the D mint mark appear slightly doubled under magnification, a result of the die being improperly impressed multiple times during production. These double dies are extremely rare and often go unnoticed for decades until an expert collector or grader discovers the subtle but unmistakable signs of doubling. Beyond these, some 1968 D cents show dramatic die cracks, cuds, and even rotated die errors, each adding to their uniqueness and desirability. Die cracks occur when the metal die used to strike coins begins to fracture from repeated use, leaving raised lines or blobs of metal on the finished coins, while cuds happen when a piece of the die actually breaks off, leaving a missing portion of design and a raised blank area on the coin. Rotated die errors occur when the front and back designs are misaligned, sometimes up to 180 degrees apart. These minting mistakes make each coin one of a kind, turning what was once ordinary currency into a piece of numismatic art. Some 1968 D pennies are also known for striking anomalies, such as broad strikes and partial collar strikes, where the coin's rim is not fully formed, giving it an expanded or irregular edge appearance. All of these errors together contribute to the immense rarity of the few surviving examples in pristine or uncirculated condition. Experts believe that fewer than 5 such error specimens exist today, and their survival in mint state grades, where the coin shows no signs of circulation, adds exponentially to their value. When one of these rare error coins surfaces in auction, the bidding war among collectors and investors becomes fierce, driving prices to astronomical levels. A verified specimen of the 1968 D 1-cent error coin could fetch up to $71 million, according to some estimates, especially when authenticated by top grading agencies like PCGS or NGC with a high MS67 or MS68 red designation. But what truly amplifies the coin's allure is its connection to an era of technological change and human error, a perfect storm that accidentally produced some of the rarest coins in U.S. history. The Denver Mint in 1968 was known for massive production volumes, and with such high output, even a minor miscalibration in machinery could cause subtle deviations that were impossible to detect immediately. The result? A few coins slipped through the quality control systems and entered circulation undetected, carrying with them an untold fortune. Many of these coins went unnoticed for decades, passed from hand to hand, tossed into jars, or hidden in drawers, until sharp-eyed collectors began to notice strange anomalies on their surfaces. The thrill of finding such a coin today is what drives so many collectors into the world of coin hunting. It reminds us that sometimes history and fortune are hiding in the smallest of things, like a penny. Another intriguing aspect that contributes to the mystique of the 1968 D penny is its color and luster variations caused by improper alloy mixing during minting. Some of these coins appear with darker or more reddish hues than standard issues, and this inconsistency adds another layer of distinctiveness for collectors who value originality and natural toning. Moreover, the possibility of these coins being struck from leftover 1967 planchets or transitional blanks adds even greater mystery. Transitional errors. Coins struck using materials or dyes from a previous design or composition year. are among the most sought-after mistakes in the hobby because they mark moments of change in minting history. The 1968 D1 cent may very well be one of those rare transitional strikes, which explains why experts and institutions treat it as a legendary find. Some believe that the few surviving examples could have been test strikes or internal mint samples accidentally released into circulation, which would make them even rarer than official mint issues. This theory, combined with the presence of double dies and planchet anomalies, creates a perfect storm of rarity that explains its multi-million-dollar valuation. Imagine the excitement of someone finding such a coin in their childhood collection or inherited coin jar, only to realize it could be worth tens of millions. Stories like these have happened before in numismatics. A simple penny turning into a life-changing discovery. That's why collectors all over the world are constantly searching through rolls, change jars, and estate collections hoping to uncover the next hidden gem. The 1968 D1 cent is a symbol of how imperfection can create unimaginable value. Its story reminds us that every small detail matters in coin collecting, from mint marks to die varieties, and that sometimes a seemingly small error can turn a common coin into one of the rarest treasures ever minted. The charm of this coin lies not only in its financial worth, but also in its historical and emotional connection to a bygone minting era. So, if you ever come across a 1968 D penny that looks just a little different, maybe the D is slightly misaligned, or the lettering looks doubled, or the weight feels a bit off, don't ignore it. It could be one of the rarest coins in existence, worth a staggering $71 million. Always check your pocket change, search through your old coin rolls, and keep your eyes open for those tiny imperfections that could turn ordinary into extraordinary. Because in the world of numismatics, mystery, history, and luck can collide to create something truly priceless. Stay tuned and keep hunting with us here, the Numis Hunter, where every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story is worth millions. Last, now a simple 1-cent coin turns out to be worth millions of dollars. Today we're diving deep into one of the most shocking and mind-blowing discoveries in the coin collecting world. The 1973 D Lincoln 1-cent coin that has stunned experts and collectors alike by being valued at an incredible $24 million because of its rare errors, unique minting mistakes, and extraordinary history that set it apart from millions of ordinary pennies made that same year. At first glance, the 1973 D penny might look like any other coin you could find in your pocket change, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front, the Denver D mint mark under the date, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but deep beneath its ordinary appearance hides a combination of minting mysteries and striking blunders that turned it into one of the most sought-after rarities ever discovered. The year 1973 was a busy time for the U.S. Mint, especially the Denver facility, which was producing billions of coins for circulation while also experimenting with slight composition and design adjustments that would later lead to unforeseen minting irregularities. During this hectic production, a few error coins were unintentionally struck that didn't meet the mint's precise standards, and it's these mistakes that transformed a 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. One of the most remarkable and defining features of this ultra-rare 1973 D penny is the presence of a dramatic double die error on the obverse side, where Lincoln's portrait and the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1973 appears slightly doubled when viewed under magnification. This doubling occurred because the coin die, the metal stamp that imprints the design, shifted slightly during its creation process, resulting in an overlapping impression that produced two faint but distinct images. This kind of minting mistake is highly coveted because it's not a simple strike-through or surface damage, but an actual mechanical error from the mint's production phase, making it a genuine rarity. Collectors prize double die coins above almost all other varieties, especially when they come from a major mint like Denver and remain in uncirculated condition. Another critical reason this coin achieved its $24 million valuation lies in its off-metal strike anomaly. Some 1973 D pennies were accidentally struck on foreign or transitional planchets, metal blanks meant for other denominations or countries. This rare blunder produced coins that were lighter in weight and slightly off in coloration compared to normal copper cents. For example, a 1973 penny struck on aluminum or brass planchet would display a silvery or golden tone, respectively, which immediately signals an unusual composition to trained eyes. These off-metal strikes are extraordinarily scarce, as only a handful might escape the mint's strict inspection systems before being discovered decades later in private collections or pocket change. The combination of a double die and off-metal strike makes this specific coin an almost mythical find in the numismatic world. But the rarity doesn't stop there. Some 1973 pennies have been found with dramatic die cracks and cuts, raised metal lines, and blank patches caused by a damaged or broken die. When a die begins to fracture after repeated use, it leaves behind striking lines that appear like veins across Lincoln's face or the coin's fields. If a chunk of the die actually breaks away, a cut is formed, resulting in a missing portion of the design with a raised blank area instead. These features make each coin unique, turning every example into a one-of-a-kind artifact. Furthermore, a few 1973 pennies have been reported with rotated die errors, where the reverse design is misaligned by several degrees compared to the obverse. This kind of error often happens when the dies become loose during the striking process, causing one side of the coin to rotate from its intended position. While these misalignments might seem small, even a 15 to 30-degree rotation significantly increases a coin's value, and extreme rotations are exceptionally rare. Another fascinating factor contributing to this coin's astronomical worth is its pristine condition. Only a handful of these 1973 error coins are known to exist in high mint state grades, such as MS-67 or MS-68, and their preservation over decades without circulation what makes them immensely desirable. Coins that survived without scratches, nicks, or discoloration retain their original red luster, a shimmering copper glow that collectors cherish. When graded and certified by top-tier agencies like PGS or NGC, such coins can command record-breaking prices at auctions. The $24 million valuation is not only based on rarity, but also on collector demand, condition, and historical significance. Another mysterious element surrounding the 1973 penny is the possibility of transitional composition errors. Around this time, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different metallic mixtures as inflation raised copper prices. Some experimental planchets from other denominations or test runs may have been mistakenly fed into the penny presses, creating coins struck in alloys not intended for circulation. These transitional errors are among the rarest and most exciting discoveries for collectors because they capture a moment of change and human oversight in minting history. There are also reports that some 1973 pennies exhibit a faint repunched mint mark, RPM, error, where the Denver D was stamped more than once but slightly off-center, leaving a ghost-like shadow of the letter under or beside the main mint mark. RPMs are popular among error collectors because they showcase manual minting practices before automation fully streamlined the process. All these possibilities, double die, off-metal strike, die cracks, cuds, rotations, transitional compositions, and repunched mint marks, combine to make the 1973 penny one of the most fascinating coins ever studied. Beyond its technical errors, the story of how one of these coins surfaced adds to its mystique. One specimen reportedly emerged from an old coin jar found in an attic decades after its minting, with its unusual coloration and doubling catching the attention of an expert grader. Once verified, it sparked excitement across the numismatic community, leading to one of the highest recorded valuations for a Lincoln cent. The coin's value also reflects the broader passion and competition among collectors who are willing to pay millions for owning something so unique and irreplaceable. What makes this story even more thrilling is the idea that many of these rare coins could still be out there, hidden in old collections, tucked in drawers, or sitting unnoticed in someone's change. It's a reminder that numismatics isn't just about history. It's also about discovery, patience, and the potential for incredible luck. Every time someone picks up an old penny and inspects its date and mint mark, they might be holding a small piece of fortune in their hand without even knowing it. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting and addictive. The 1973 1-cent coin valued at $24 million stands as a symbol of how small errors in the minting process can produce immense historical and financial value. It's a testament to the idea that imperfection, when rare enough, can be priceless. This coin bridges the gap between art, craftsmanship, and accident. A perfect example of how human oversight can create something extraordinary. So, if you have a 1973 penny lying around, take a closer look. Examine the lettering. Check the mint mark under magnification. Observe the coin's color and weight, and compare its alignment. Who knows? You could be the next person to uncover a hidden fortune that has been sitting unnoticed for decades. The magic of numismatics lies in discovery, and every collector dreams of finding that one coin that changes everything. The 1973 1-cent is proof that even the smallest details can make the biggest difference in value, and its story continues to inspire collectors worldwide to search harder, learn more, and never give up the hunt for those tiny treasures that redefine what wealth truly means. Stay tuned and keep exploring the fascinating world of coins with us here at the Numis Hunter, where every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story is worth millions.